First of all, let me say good morning to everyone. It's a beautiful morning and it's a beautiful day as we release our video pertaining to see something, know something, say something. We care. You know, it was exactly about a year ago in 2016 that community leaders came together in the city of Wichita, and we gathered to discuss the ongoing violence that the city was having. And for us, it was like saying enough is enough. We have to do something. And that's where see something, know something, say something was born. And one of the things that helped evolve us into that phrase was because as we went knocking door to door after a recent violent occasion, people said, "Thank you for knocking on our door. Thank you for caring." And so we added, "We care" at the end of it. We're looking at our crime as it fluxes up and it flexes down. And we knew, and we still know now, that something has to be done. Whether it's robbery, whether it's homicide, whether it's bullying, whether it's depression, what about domestic violence? And what about losing our children? All of those are important. And there are a plethora of numbers that you can call to make sure that we are turning those names in. And as we finish, you'll have another number to add to your list. We also are very honored and we are very pleased to say that we are want to thank all of those that were involved, especially the city of Wichita, who is our partner, because this is going to be a community-driven activity, a community-driven program. But we do want to thank the city of Wichita for their partnership in creating part of the flyer that you see behind us. And later on, we'll tell you a little bit about how the video came into play. I also want to introduce and to thank right now, we have a group in from West Ghana who came in just to see this activity and how Wichita does things. So I would like to welcome Nana Aplum II and her delegation from West Africa, if you could just kind of wave. But in order for us to move forward, you have to know where we came from and how we came about putting this together. So Pastor Harding is going to give you a little bit of the history and the overview of what happened from July of 2018 to July of 2019.
Good morning. Again, my name is Reverend Dr. Kevin J. Harding. I am the lead pastor of Delrose United Methodist Church. I want to first give some history and overview, but in that process, I want to make sure we lift up the Wichita Police Department, who has worked tirelessly with us in partnership with this endeavor. The history you've heard said July 2018, but it goes further back to actually August 2014, when we had the shooting in Ferguson, Missouri, of the young man who was murdered and killed. It was from that shooting that I came to the police department along with the city of Wichita, and as a former police officer and one of the first community police officers in this city, felt this to be a POP project, which is a police-oriented problem where we could do better for our community. And so we had this forum where we came together to have a hashtag No Ferguson Here, meaning Wichita, that would not happen to our city, and that we would be prepared, that we'd be proactive and not reactive to the violence that arrives in our community. And so from that, we began the initiative with the city, and we proactively received our first police body cameras by the end of 2015, which was a promise by the former mayor, Carl Brewer, and also at that time, the interim police chief, which was Chief Mosley. And so with that and the city manager and the police department, we worked through that whole No Ferguson Here deal, and it worked out successfully because it was a partnership of the community working together, collaborating with the city and with the police department. And then last summer, we saw a tick in violence, particularly shootings or just drive-bys, and sitting with Captain Wanda Givens, we said let's pull together our teams again and think how we can be even stronger at what we did with hashtag No Ferguson Here, and we created this great coalition. And I'm by no means the only person involved. There's so many behind the scenes whom you may hear myself and Reverend DeShazer speak today, along with Mrs. Levanta Williams, but there are so many more that are with us on this endeavor in our entire city, the ministerial elite and beyond. And so we came together and we began to talk and discuss how can we get people to say or speak up when they see violence or crime in our community. And so as we begin to build this list of what we would like to see our city do, we began to put together this slogan, which we began with just see something, say something. And we started with that and it grew. And as it grew, we discovered that it needs to be more than that. That it should be, not only should you see something or say something, but you should also let people know that we care. And if you know something, let someone know. So if you see it, know it, tell it. Because we are a city who should care. So regardless of what part of the city of violence takes place, not just in a particular area, but this is a citywide coalition effort partnering with the police department to reach and to eliminate the crime in our city so we can continue to be that all-American city, which we've just been nominated for across this great country. And so we should be excited about this time. I'm truly excited that we are working together to eliminate crime that we can see, that we know, and we will say because we care about our community. And I just thank all of you, and we want you to get on board. If you want to be a part of this team of see something, know something, say something, we care, please call 316-519-2282. That is a number that if you see something, you know something, say something because you should care for your community. And again, I thank you for the effort and endeavors thus far because this is continual. This is not just something we're doing once. This is not just a ad that we're doing once or video or campaign. This is forever. We're trying to continue to grow to be a better city. So this is just another step of being a better city and a place to live, work, and play. We call Wichita, Kansas. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Pastor Harding. We must also reiterate that when people see a violent crime, when you see violent gunfire, we still do want you to call 911. But there may be somebody in that neighborhood who knows something else, and that's what we're asking people to come forward with. We're going to release the video at this time. I happen to think it's a great video. It tells how we really feel. And we'll talk a little bit more about it afterwards, and we'll introduce you to the person who put it together. So let's roll the video.
Home. This is where we live, work, and play. As the largest city in the state of Kansas, with nearly 395,000 residents, Wichita and its surrounding communities have become a bustling hub for new businesses and neighborhoods. It is truly an exciting time to see our city and community grow. However, we are not without our challenges. Many of us may have had our lives impacted by crime or know someone who has. It can happen at any time, affecting those we love and shattering our sense of security. It is in these times it can be easy to feel that we are powerless. But one of the most powerful forces we all possess are voices. Together, we can all play a role in making our community a safer place to live. And it starts by speaking up about crime in your neighborhood and getting involved in the community. We are here to listen and help, but it's up to you to make your voice heard. If you see something, know something, say something. We care.
We care.
We care.
We care.
See something, know something, say something.
Say something. Say something. See something.
Know something.
Say something. We care.
We care. We care.
We care.
We care.
Let's all work hard to keep Wichita safe. See something, know something, say something. We care.
You care!
Crime prevention is everyone's business. Can we count on you? Call 316-519-2282.
Okay, what did you think? Is that great or what? A fantastic job. And that was done by Shocker Studios, with WSU Shocker Studios. And especially a lot of work went into this by a young man by the name of James Marlowe. James, would you come up? Anything you want to add to this? James worked tirelessly on this, putting it together. He did a fantastic job and never asked for anything. So, James, any comments?
It was just great to be able to work on a project like this, and I think one of the best parts of working on this was being able to work with a great team, with you and Riley and the whole crew, and so it was awesome to see everyone, community leaders and other people come and be a part of the video, so it was an awesome project to work on.
Thank you, James. And did you notice all of the faces in the video? There were faces from all over the city of Wichita, and that's why we're saying that this is a community initiative. It is for all over Wichita because the crime happens all over Wichita. So we wanted to make sure that everyone was included and everyone was inclusive. So we thank you for that. Pastor DeShazer is going to give you a little bit about the mission, and then we'll open it up for Q&A.
Thank you, Levanta. My name is Roosevelt DeShazer. I'm the pastor of the Progressive Missionary Baptist Church, president of the Greater Wichita Ministerial League, and leader of the God Squad. Our mission with this See Something, Know Something, Say Something is to educate the community and to let them know the importance of their voice. We are one community with one voice coming together to let the city of Wichita and the surrounding areas know that we care about our community. So that's why law enforcement, the Ministerial League, other community activists, we all come together to form this coalition so that, again, this is community-based, community-driven, community-owned, but again, it is one voice. We all share this one voice in this community. So again, we just ask you, if you see something, if you know of something, say something, because we do care about our community. And if you do this, then we can do something about our community. We can make our community an example all across this country of what it means to live together in harmony with one community and one voice. Again, we thank you. Please look forward to more of See Something, Know Something, Say Something. Look forward to it. If you have any questions, again, call the number. We invite other community activists or leaders or other organizations to come apart and be a part of us. We thank you all for being here today. And again, we look forward to continuing to make Wichita a great city to live for all people. Thank you.
Thank you, Pastor DeShazer. We did have many people who walked the streets on that day, knocking on doors, asking if anyone saw anything. And I will tell you that we got results from that. And that was another initiative that made us move forward. So we do want to thank those. We want to thank the people that took their time to be in the video. And we also want to thank all of the community members, the clergy that was very involved. We had many volunteers. We had fraternities and sororities. We had the NAACP, and we even had youth and USD 259 and businesses like Westar and law enforcement. So we want to thank all of those that were involved in helping us to make this video. It took a long time coming, but we think that when you wait for something and it's worth it, you're going to get results. And that's what we want, is results, and everybody knowing we are here for you because we do care. So we'll open it up for questions if you have any from the group. You guys want to move over?
The hotline, the phone number was released last year. Can you talk about some of the results you guys have seen so far, and what do you want to tell people about who's manning those phone lines in case they're afraid of coming forward?
The phone lines are being manned still by our Wichita Police Department, but that is that hotline. We know that there were results from the one incident, and that was the incident that we were concerned about because there were so many rounds of fire that happened that day. We know that they still continue to get calls, but that one important one was the one that we were concerned about because that was the one where we knocked on the doors. So I think that the numbers still continue, and you might reach out to WPD to see if those numbers have increased. But we hope with releasing the phone number again today, that people understand that we are moving forward and we're serious about what we're doing.
Where can people access the video?
Well, we will be making the video accessible, and we hope to see this video at the airport. We hope to see this video in the arena. We hope that when people come here and see this video being played, airport, arena, that they know that Wichita is a safe place because the community is very involved. We will make the video available. Just give us a call.
What would you say to the people who might be afraid to come forward with this information? What happens when they make a call and give some information?
Thank you. I'm glad you asked that question. For those who would be afraid, this is why part of the campaign is to make this so non-invasive that we don't have to give all your information. It's anonymous. We want you to be able to be freely able to tell the community, the police department, what you see or what you know to the police department, to our communities, to your community leaders, to your local churches, mosques, and wherever you are. Don't be afraid to share. And you're not being held with your name, but it's anonymous. And we wanted to be open enough that you're not afraid to call. And because it's so important not to be afraid to call. Thank you.
Let me just add to that too. I mean, for too long, our communities have been threatened and been scared to say things. We want to make sure that they know if they are hesitant or they're afraid of something, that the pastors, the God Squad, the churches, the other community leaders, we're willing to step up for you and take that responsibility. Because again, we want our community to be better. But you know what? I am confident to say that I believe our communities are tired of being threatened and tired of being abused. And I believe the people of our community of Wichita are ready to say something. And so that's why we're saying, don't be scared. Come on out. Let us join together as a community. We're stronger together than we are individuals.
And our community has to understand that if you don't say something, then things continue and nobody can do anything about it. So that's why we're asking the community to make sure that they stay involved.
How is this any different than Crime Stoppers?
Crime Stoppers is a paid, you pay or you're paid to receive that information. But for me, this is different because this is affecting your community right here. You have no idea of what Crime Stoppers is going to pay for. And so for us, this is driven by the community. This is the community saying enough is enough. And we don't need money to make sure that we are letting people know what's going on in our community. And for me, that's one of the main differences, is that I don't have to be paid to do the right thing. And that's what I want people to understand.
What this is, again, is community taking ownership of community. This is for the reward or the pay, if you will, for this is a safer community. This is us being proactive instead of being reactive. The God Squad's main initiative is to be that middle part, if you will, between law enforcement and community, to be that voice for those that are maybe hesitant or scared to say something. But again, this is holding everybody accountable, the community as well as law enforcement. And so when we all come together, again, we're not trying to take nothing from Crime Stoppers. We're trying to build up our community, and we're trying to all work together to make this a better place.
And one of the last things that I'll say is that the Wichita Police Department can't do it all. They can't do it all, and they can't do everything by themselves. So there are occasions that they need our help. And I want the Wichita community to know that we are there to help, because this is our community, and we want it to remain a safe place. So that is what we're saying as well. Any other questions? We thank you for being here. We thank you for those that were in the video, and we will keep you informed as to how this project is moving along.